Forged documents to the U.S. Attorney's Office to obtain witness protection under false pretenses.
That lack of pretense, that sort of strange directness and understanding.
Eventually, I was brought to the city under the false
forks were invented so man could at least make a pretense.
False pretenses.
Unless the NAACP wants to go on record as soliciting funds under false pretenses.
Adopting the language of the pretense only serves to ease participation.
Maybe there's hope in the pretense.
You guys brought me here under false pretenses, and you're gonna fix it!
We're just living in the pretense of a marriage, responsibility.
Now, what am I looking at here, Tommy? You forged documents to the U.S. Attorney's Office to obtain witness protection under false pretenses.
Chief, don't listen to anything this guy tells you.
Tommy?
This guy...
What's her name?
Eve. I'd forgotten they grew that way.
That lack of pretense, that sort of strange directness and understanding.
Did she tell you about the theater? What it meant?
No.
Both failed. She gained power in the household, and eventually I was brought to the city under the false pretense of our free papers being executed.
You know, forks were invented so man could at least make a pretense of separating himself from the apes.
Short thumb.
On what charge? Yes, what's the charge?
False pretenses. A system of writing begging letters, presenting yourself.
Actually, it is that simple, Carly. Unless the NAACP wants to go on record as soliciting funds under false pretenses.
Listen, Carly, we raised that money.
It's as demand as it really is. A bribe. Adopting the language of the pretense only serves to ease participation in it.
My lord, I think that perhaps now is not the time to take...
It's an old ritual that's lost its joy.
Maybe there's hope in the pretense.
Humiliated in front of billions of people! You guys brought me here under false pretenses, and you're gonna fix it! This is how I...
Life, she deserves that. All right, but we're just living in the pretense of a marriage, responsibility, all these just ideas of how people...
Only problem is no one can get in the game anymore. One rounder, Crispy Lynetta, sat under some pretense, but when they found out he was a pro, he couldn't cross the street.
No. She pretends to be, but it's not even a good pretense. I'm taking this liberty.
You're very hard on your mother. Seems a harmless enough pretense to me.
No, Mrs. Barham. Now, you see, now my...
Tell you the story of Alethea Bruce.
Althea.
Well, if that was just a pretense to lure me...
Well, you want to go now?
Well, no, not
A momentary respite. A unity forged under false pretense will never be a unity that prevails.
How? You seemed to tolerate them with such grace. Or was it rather a pretense? One of your many attempts to defend at all costs.
Very victim and a bullet would have given it away.
I see.
I went to her house on the pretense of buying a car. I took her from behind, taped her mouth, and threw a hood over her head.
I feel like such a tramp. Taking jewelry from a man under false pretenses. Get it while you're young. You better fix your lips. You want to look nice.
Got a young woman to accompany him to Amberson Hall under false pretenses and then attacked her.
And since my attempts at discretion have evidently failed, there seems little point in keeping up pretenses. It's actually quite...
He calls the goy back on the pretense of needing additional measurements for the appliance. How are you? Notice...
Close the door after you. Mendacity. Look at all the lies that I got to put up with. Pretenses, hypocrisy. Pretended like I care for Big Mama, I haven't been able to stand...
There's total silence. We make no pretense at rehabilitation here. We're not priests, we're processors.
Killing by curing. At first it was just a pretense, but on the way back from Vietnam, it developed.
The name of the throne doesn't matter. But in the world of pretense, a pretender is the best thing you can be.
Destroying government property with an indeterminate number of personnel carriers. Taking possession under false pretenses of said personnel carriers. Forging the signature of the head of records, 3rd Department.